Hello and welcome to episode 7. My name is Julie from So Unique, and I will pop all the links down below where you can find me on social media. Well, hello, I hope everybody's had a good week. Hope you've had lots of crafting time this week. Do you still have any snow? Have you had any snow? It's been snowing on and off here all week. You think it's melting and then it freezes and then we get a little bit more snow. We had some snow yesterday, but today it's very, I suppose, frosty today, very crispy underfoot. So I've not really been out that much this week. I have tried to go down to the shop probably every other day. Obviously posting out orders, I've been doing that, and I've been trying to continue organising the shop, which I managed to do a fair bit of work yesterday. I think I spent 3.5 hours down there changing some of the units around, or one in particular, putting all the haberdashery bits on another unit, ferreting out the shelves. They've all been in storage at the back of one of the units. Yeah, so I had quite a busy time, but a very productive day yesterday. So the shop's coming back together again, which is good. Because my new table was covered in fat quarters of baskets of fat quarters. It was terrible, a right mess. If you can hear that little sort of click click clicking noise, it's my iron. It's at the side of me just here. So I've been, like I say, busy doing things like that. Today I'm having a sewing day at home. I need to make some bags. I'm only having a few hours. I'm not spending all day out here, but I have made one. I don't know if I showed this last week or not, but I have made this biggish one. This is going to be for one of my cross stitches that I'm doing. So I've used a William Morris fabric, and I've just used that nice, I don't know if you can see it, it's a nice cream fabric with like a metallic gold spot on it. And I've put one of my little, all fingers and thumbs this morning. Oh, I don't know if it's there we go. My little cakes on. So I've now got, I've got 2 William Morris bags. I've got the flower one that I made last year, and the bag that I made the other day from one of my squares. So I think today, just hang on a second, I'm going to make some bags up using my squares. Now I showed these last week, and how many have I got? 1, 2, 3. I've got 5 altogether. So I'd like to make a start on making some bags of these. So that's going to keep me busy for the day, I think. I'm just hoping I've got enough zips. Do you know, zips are getting really hard to find at the minute. Well, supplies are still hard to find. I put an order in the other day for a bit of stock for the shop, and it's like DMC threads. There's not a great deal in stock, and some of the fabric, some of the Ada, there's not much there at all. So yeah, I think everyone's still a little bit sparse on stock at the minute. Anyhow, I'm just enjoying a frothy coffee, and I've had a snack, and it's been a nut bar. It's cashew nut and mulberry, and it came from Lidl. It was a pack of 3. Very nice, very sort of filling. Keep me going for the morning this well. So, have you got plans for today? Are you out at work, or are you crafting at home, having a cosy day in, since it's so cold? Right, well, I'm going to get on with some sewing now, so I will share some bits today of what I'm doing, and I'll catch you all again a little bit later on. Well, so much for me having a sewing day. As you can see, I'm at the shop. After lunch, I hadn't really got a lot of sewing done, just sort of been cutting out outer edge sewing, things like that. I got a message saying that one of my orders was coming here to the shop, so I had to pack in and come down in the cold. And I must say it's absolutely freezing in here today, so if you can hear a bit of a noise in the background, that is my fan heater on in the other side. I've just turned the one off that's in here. It is bitter cold in here, it's awful, and it will take a while to warm up, so I'm just waiting for that to come. And it is the Ada and the DMC threads and the zips. Now I'm hoping everything's in stock, but I have a feeling I'm probably not going to get much of my order. But well, we'll just wait and see what happens. So I've got one or two website orders to pack up, so I'm going to get on with that. And then if anything turns up soon, I will share with you. And my order finally arrived, and unfortunately half the things are missing. So I've only got a few boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 boxes of DMC. I think I ordered about 10 different colours, so that's not very good, is it? Anyhow, some of the Ada's come. Obviously I've only got a little bit of it in. Now this will be going on the website sometime over the week, over next week. Yes, because I won't have time to do it today, I know that. Well, the first one that I've got to show you is DMC, and it's 14 count linen Ada, and it's a piece, it's 20 by 24 inches, and it looks really nice, that one. I think that's picking up okay colour wise. Now I was thinking about getting a piece of this for myself to do my Quaker pumpkins on. I think that might look really nice, so that's good. I've also been looking into dyeing Ada as well, which looks fascinating. Now this one's in a pack, it's a flat pack, this one. This is a linen Ada, and it's 14 count again. And what colour is it? It doesn't say what colour it is, but that's a nice one. I like that one as well. So that'll be going on the website. And then the next piece is, right, I've got 2 of these now. It's Marble Ada. This is an extra large piece, and it's 14 count again, and this is 20 by 30 inch, and the same in excuse me, in a smaller piece, 14 by 18 inch. Now I don't know if it'll pick up the effect, but you can see some dark bits here, and that looks really nice. I mean, obviously I can't take it out of the packet to show you, but I quite like that one myself, so that should look nice. And then the last piece that was in stock is, this is a Marble Ada. Yeah, just Marble Ada. And there is like oh yeah, I can see it. It's more of a gold, a creamy gold, I would say, but I can just see the marble, and you can see the little dark pieces here, so that looks really nice. So yes, looks like I'm going to have a little bit of time on the computer tomorrow, I think, and get some of these things online. Right, well now I am going to go off to the post office and get my packages posted, and I'm heading home. Time's getting on now in the afternoon, and I need to have a little bit of lunch. I'll catch you all a bit later. And it's the next day now, because yesterday when I got home I had another delivery, and it was a box of fabric, which I thought was great. I wasn't expecting it to be so soon. Then I had my lunch. Like I say, it was a late lunch yesterday, and about 4 o'clock I had another delivery of fabric, and at that point Kevin had finished work early, so he said, shall we take this down to the shop? So I said, yeah, why not? So he'd got the the box had got bolts of fabric in, and there was 19 bolts of fabric in, so you can imagine how heavy that was. And then the other package, it was all in rolls now, so they'd strapped all the rolls together. So I took the box, Kevin took the other. So we took them down to the shop, and we park at the back of our shop, and there's like a little passageway, and then we get to the front of the shop. So it's not far, which is a good job, because trying to lug a box of 19 bolts of fabric was really hard. I was absolutely shattered. So by the time I got it out of the car, I just dragged it down the side of the shop, because they are quite thick boxes that these fabrics come in, so there's no damage or anything. Yeah, and then carried it into the shop while Kevin brought the others down. So we managed. So basically I just put them in the shop and left them. So I can't show you anything of new fabrics. I am keeping that for next week's vlog, because obviously I will be going down to the shop and unpacking. So what I might do is do like a bit like an unboxing, but you know, and I'll just show you what I've got. I mean, the box of fabrics, the bolts it's all 100% cotton, so that's like your quilting cotton and that. So that should be a nice surprise, because I can't for the life of me think what I've ordered. And I ordered these fabrics in December, so that'll be a nice surprise. But the fabric that's on the roll, I do know what that is. If everything's in the package, I have got a cotton drill, which I think's a grey with white spots. I've got some calico, and I've got a canvas, and the rest of it is all needle cord, but it's all patterned. And some of these designs, I mean, bear in mind I'm picking these designs off the internet, and they look really nice. So the florals, paisley, I think that's all really, but there's a few. Oh, and there's a tartan one as well, so I'm really looking forward to getting down there tomorrow to open the boxes up so I can see what I've got, and I can start making plans on what to make. So well, today I thought I'll just get this video sort of round this video off now and finish off and share what I've been doing. So as you know, earlier on in the week I was doing a bit of sewing. Well, I didn't get all the bags made that I wanted to, and you know what happens, things go wrong, and of course something went wrong, didn't it? One of the bags is sat there, which I'm not showing you. I don't know what I did, but you know what they say, measure twice, cut once. Well, I need to, to put that in, because I think that day I was having a bit, I think I was a bit foggy that day and I didn't do it right, so I've got to sort that bag out. And then my iron packed in. I think the heating element must have gone, because it still got electricity going to it. The light was on, but there was barely any heat there, so that went in the skip. And I sent for another one, and what I've got this time, I've got a cordless one. Now I know the reviews on it, people were saying, oh, the heat didn't last that long, but they're ironing clothes and things. Now basically I'm ironing bags, purses, small pieces of fabric, and I've just tested it out and it seems okay. So it's a, what is it? It's a tower one. So that's the iron, and it's got a base, and you can actually lock the base onto the iron. And so far it's really nice. It steams well, and I am using distilled water this time. I have never ever put distilled water in an iron, never. But as I've got a steam heat press, which I have to use distilled water in there, I buy it in bulk when I see it on offer. So I thought, well, that's out it saves me popping in and out of the house just to get water. So yeah, so far I like it. It's nice. So really that's one of my purchases this week, but it was an essential purchase because I needed it for my business. I'm just going to have a quick drink. Right, well, I'll show you the cup. I've only got 2 finished bags here. Right, this one is from one of the panels that I've made. So I've made that into a bag, and I must admit I really enjoy putting this together, and I've tried to pick out fabrics. Now, oh yeah, the fabric for the centre of the flowers is this fabric. So I have put that fabric on the back, and the binding, that's a floral one, and that is, oh, that's that one in the corner. So this is perfect for English paper piecing and cross stitch. So you should be able to get a frame in there, no problem. And for the inside, I have used, it's a white with like a little white pebble. I'm not sure if it picks up. From here I can't tell. So I'm really pleased with that. And the next one is something for spring. Now this is all those, look at those polka dot watering cans. So I'd got some fabric in the shop, which was the lilac polka dots, and I've used that for the back, so it's all one, and I've quilted it. And this fabric, this is it's not a heavy canvas, it's a bit heavier than the quilting cotton, but not like a full heavyweight canvas. And this fabric has been designed by Adele. Now she designed this, oh, probably a couple of years ago. So whenever she designs any fabric, I would always get a metre of fabric. So as I was rummaging through my stash the other day, excuse me, I happened to spot this, and I thought, oh, this is perfect for spring. So I think I've got enough fabric to make a few more bags. So that's one thing to do. Yeah, I might get another 2 out of it. I'm just having a look, it's just sat there. And the fabric inside is a white fabric, and it's just got very, very tiny white dots on. But as I've said before, zips are increasingly hard to get hold of. So I don't really know what I'm going to do. I think I might have to come up with something else, to be honest. Right, I'll share my cross stitch now. I have probably been doing a little bit more cross stitch this week, because as you know, we've had snow, ice, it's been raining and windy here, and it was, oh, what was it the other day? It was -4, and it was so cold. And I know some people might think -4, that's nothing, but it is here in the UK, because we're not really used to having it so cold. And yeah, so I haven't been sort of out into my sewing room much, I must admit. I haven't really wanted to this week because it's been too cold. So I've been doing a little bit more cross stitch as and when I can. Now that's the cross stitch pattern, the little tomty. Now my pattern came, I think there is an A4 sheet with the tomty on, but it also prints out a bigger version, which is 4 pieces of A4, which that's what I'm using because I can see it better. So it's a bit awkward having to work with 4 sheets of paper, and it looks so big, but I'm getting there with it, so it does look really nice. Oh no, I've lost my board. Just like, not very organised today. Is this because I'm all behind? Right, there we go, I use this. As you can see there, his bottom body's done. The beard is white, edged in this sort of bluey grey, and you can see some little bits in there. Now the white I've got up to about here. Now I must admit it's quite tedious just doing all white in a big area, so what I'm trying to do is just pick out an area and just do a little bit each day. Every time I go and sit down to do a little bit of cross stitch, just do that. So I am enjoying it, But, you know, I can't wait until it's finished, and I can't wait to get on with the next project. Oh dear, I don't know. So I think this part here is the base of his hat, which, yeah, it's that part there. So what I'm going to do, what I'll probably do is when I've got the top of the hat done, I will then fill in the nose, and I will probably outline each section here, do the white hearts, and then it's just a case of filling in then, so it will be a lot easier. And there's a little pom-pom up there as well, so yeah. But I must have missed over the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I didn't actually do any crafting until Sunday evening, I think it was. Oops, my pattern's going. Friday we ended up shopping. We needed to stock up on some food, and of course obviously the cat stuff, and then it's the cat litter, so it's several different shops you're having to go to. And of course it was cold, wasn't it? And Saturday lunchtime I was starting to feel a bit off it, and I sort of started up with cold. And at exactly the same time, my youngest son Jake, he did exactly the same, and I just felt really rough for the rest of the day, rest of the evening. Just cold symptoms, it's nothing else. All day Sunday I was like that. And then Sunday evening, about 10 o'clock, it had just gone. That's the thinking quickest cold I've ever had. But my allergies have been playing up a little bit this week. I'm not sure what's affecting me, whether it's the kittens or fabric. I mean, like I say, I've been at the shop tidying up and obviously creating dust. It's probably just that. But yeah, so I've been a bit... So I didn't get much done at the weekend at all. I've sat and watched telly, watched films that I've recorded, because I've been I watched Murdoch Mistress, so I've watched quite a few of them. And I've been watching some floss tube as well, which I'm really enjoying. Thank you to everybody who left me messages last week. I haven't got around to answering them yet. I'm really behind this week. People left me recommendations for UK floss tubers, which I've been on, and I've subscribed and that to them. Oh, that's my iron. I wonder what it was then. And I must admit, it's been lovely to watch the floss tubers, and it is amazing how much has changed over the years since I first started cross stitching, because I think it was back in the middle 80s. I think it was after I had Carl. Yeah. And yeah, it must have been sort of, I don't know, 88 maybe, something like that. 87, 88 I started. And down at the bottom of our street and sort of across the road, there used to be a college there, and they did night school, and you could go and sew and all kinds of things. So I didn't want to do sewing machine sewing, because I could do that already, but there was a hand sewing class, so I decided to join that, and I was the youngest one there. I mean, to be honest, I was 20 something, and a lot of them must have been 50 plus. You know, I was the youngest one there, but you know, I went for a few years, and I really enjoyed it. And I learned all different kinds of hand stitching, embroidery, cross stitch. What did I do? Hard hanger, black work, red work, and other kind of things. And I really can't remember what it's called, but the fabric looked like a waffle fabric, but the shape of your waffle was a loose stitch, and you used flosses, like a full strand of floss, to do different stitches, and that was good. But yeah, like I said, cross stitch, and it was a case of, I suppose, old school. There was a right way to do it, and that was it. That's the way you did it. So your fabric was You found your centre, so it was all in the quarters, and you used blunt needles, had to be a certain size. Your wooden frame, you had to bind your wooden frame, you had to edge your fabric, whether it was stitched over or you put binding on, or you could even use some masking tape. But it was like you did it in the proper manner, and that has stuck with me all this time, and I probably still do it now. But when I've been watching some of the floss tubers, you know, it would have been frowned upon back in the 80s if you didn't use a hoop. Dear me. And people don't use hoops, and people use sharp needles, and flosses are not on like cardboard little shape or plastic shape and put in a box. They're stored on these other cards in full lengths on rings, and it is so different. And I was just amazed at sort of how things have changed and how many projects people have on the go. I mean, I was watching one lady, and I think she'd got about 90 whips. I don't think I could go with 90 whips. Oh my word. And some people had stitched like 80 odd things in a year, and it's like, wow, that is brilliant. I don't know how people do it. Anyhow, I must admit, I do use a frame. I don't always edge my fabric. But needles, I cannot abide blunt needles for cross stitch. I have hated that for years. So I do use a sharp needle, as long as it's got a decent eye to get the floss through, I'm fine. And I do use gold needles, and I do like them. And my needles are from Madeira. I had a set, and I love them. I've been using them for a while, and yeah, they're great. And yes, I do start from my centre, because that's how I was taught. But I must admit, I went rogue on my gnome and I started at the bottom. Which, yeah, I enjoyed that. But yes, I've noticed with people, they start in one corner and just work their way up. And why not? Why not? So I am trying to be a little bit more, you know, just start wherever I want to. So yeah, we'll see how I get on with that. But yes. So yeah, I'm looking for. So I am going to actually probably start on some other cross stitches now. I have just got my threads in for the Quaker pumpkin. I think I am missing one colour. Oh dear me, I've got a dry throat. Yeah, I think I'm missing one colour. So I'll have to have a look online and see if I can get one. Now I don't know, I can't remember if I showed you the Quaker Snowflakes last week or not. No, I can't remember. Anyhow, it's basically just lots of different snowflakes on a background. And what I'm looking for is some blue, like blue marble Ada, which I don't know if I'll get, because the fabric they've used will probably be a linen or something. And, you know, I'm not stitching on a linen. But what I would really like to do is have a go at dyeing my own Ada. That is something I really want to do. So I'm going to look into that a little bit and see if I can find any scraps of Ada in my stash, and yeah, have a play and see if I can dye up some Ada, which will be brilliant. So I've actually made notes this week because otherwise I forget. Yeah, I've got a new iron, yeah. Well, I've told you before about the our issues with our kitchen tap. I think it was probably on the last podcast. Apart from it leaking, it screeches, and it's just a bit every now and again. But last week, well, last Sunday, yeah. Oh, it was so loud. It was deafening. It was awful. So Kevin set to see what he could do to fix it. But when the tap was put in, when we had our kitchen done a few years ago, they took the isolating valve off from under the sink and reduced the pipe work down, which I wasn't very pleased at the time, but you know, it's been fine, we've lived with it. We've never had to isolate the water or anything up until now. But luckily we had got another isolating valve behind the washer, which is next to it. So Kevin could get in and have a look at it, and he has fixed it, but the tap, instead of it being a swivel tap now, is fixed in one position, which is fine. But he's not been able to find a new tap, like for like, with the same sort of pipework fitting underneath. Managed to find one, didn't he? So we've ordered it, so he's got to go and pick it up. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a bigger job for him to do because he's got to put an isolating valve in. So hopefully, I don't know if he'll get that done this weekend, but that would be nice. So yeah, no more drippy tap. Right, well, books. I'll go on to books now. I can't remember if I've shared this one with you or not, but this is the Christmas on Little Cornish Isles, the Driftwood Inn. Now, I finished that. Brilliant book. Absolutely loved it. I wasn't sure I would get into it to start with, but I loved it. And I know a lot of people might think, oh, it's a Christmas book, I'm not going to bother. But there's a bit of a mention of Christmas. We're on the run up to Christmas, like, and then you've got a small amount of Christmas. But that is it. It is not a Christmassy book. But yeah, I got picked that up from the charity shop for £1. So if you like stories like this, it's well worth having a look. Well, you can screenshot that if you want to. And I've also finished an audio. Well, yes, I finished an audio book. What was it? It was The Black Cat Murders, Heathcliff Lennox, and that was, what's that one? Is that the second one? I think I bought 3. They were recommended to me, and they're brilliant. I love them. So I've got them on audio. So the first one I read, I think, was Braeburn Castle, and that was good. And then I finished The Black Cat Murders probably last week, actually, which I love that. And then I've got, so my next audio book is The Fatal Flying Affair, and this is a Lady Hardcastle mystery. Now this is the latest book, and I think it just came out in December. So I got it on my pre-order list, so that came through. It's downloaded, so it's ready to go. Excuse me. Oh, I've got the coughs on today. Very dry throat. My tea's getting cold. Right, well, I think naughty purchases now, really. Some of them aren't naughty purchases. I mean, the iron was essential. What I have bought this week is, I bought a sticker book off Amazon, and it's William Morris sticker book. And it does say featuring more than 150 reusable stickers. So I thought this might be nice for my journal. And yeah, I got it off Amazon. I'll show you one or two of the pages. So I'm looking forward to using these in my journal this year. I haven't really started it. I'm really behind on everything. But yeah, I think this was $6.99 on Amazon. So, and I think I did see it on, yeah, I did see it on an American floss tube, and I thought, oh, I wonder if we can get that here, and we can. So that is good. The next thing I got, I did buy something else, and that was for the shop. It's a background stand. I've got a background like vinyl, canvas type of thing that I use for taking my photographs. But down at work, I end up having to stack bolts of fabric up to hang it over, and it's a bit of a pain. So I decided to buy a stand. So it's basically just a stand with a bar across, and it's got 4 clips. And while we're in lockdown, obviously there's no customers in, I can just leave it up, which is great. But I have got a space in the shop that I can sort of collapse it down and put it away. So that's another purchase. That was an essential purchase for the shop, for the business. Oh yes, and I've got some beautiful yarn from Attic Spin Dye, and this is Pistachio Sorbet Sprinkles. Now this is the first time I've bought any yarn from Attic Spin Dye, but it's lovely. And that's the others. So let's have a look and see what it says. Excuse me. Right, don't tumble. I don't know what the wool content is, to be honest. Never thought to look. Yeah, hand wash, yeah, or a wool wash. But yeah, if I can find any details, I'll pop them in. But I did see this advertised on Instagram. Now, I'm not a green person at all, but it's a beautiful shade of green, and it's got pinks in it, and then you've got the cream. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make with it yet. I might put it into socks. I might do a shawl or a cowl even. So yes, I'll probably pop this in one of my bags. And we've got a little cat progress creeper, which is lovely. And there was 1 or 2 little freebies in here as well, which was very nice. What I'll do is I will put a picture in. There's a little heart-shaped lavender sachet, a tea, which we always like tea, a compliment slip, and 2 little mini skeins of yarn. So they're gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to keep these all together in one of my project bags and then decide what I'm going to make. It could be a while before I make anything with them, but I just happened to see it the other day and I thought, you know, I'm going to treat myself to one of them. So that's one of my purchases. Oh yeah, I bought some more cross-stitch patterns. Oh dear me. Right, now I'm not sure if you're going to see these properly, but it's a an autumn. It's All Hallows Eve, this one. Now, what I will do is I will put a picture in, and this is the Christmas version. Now, I've had to go online and I've had to pinch a couple of pictures, but obviously I've said they're not mine. This is from a lady called Faye Walsh, Little Dove Designs, and her Etsy shop is Little Dove Samplers, and that is all one word. And she sells PDF patterns and kits. Now, these are PDF patterns, and I think they were £6 each, which is really good. And I think the full kit for these are £25, which I think that's brilliant. I tend to buy PDFs myself because, as you know, I work on 14 count Ada. I don't know what fabric they've used for this, but and sometimes I like to pick my own colours because I've got loads of threads. I've got boxes of threads. So I really need to use them up. But yeah, go and check out our Etsy shop because, like I say, if you're into cross stitch and you like samplers and you like this kind of stuff, yeah, go and have a little look. Like I say, I'll put a couple of photographs in so you can see what it looks like when it's stitched up. So now I need to see if I can find some grey Ada. otherwise I'll be dying my own. That should be fun. What else is there? Yes, I have bought some more things. I haven't got them with me, but if I can remember, I'll put a picture in. It's 505 spray, which I use all the time. That's a temporary adhesive. And I'm trying, I think it's a 606 spray, and that's a permanent one. So I'm going to try that and see what that's like. So yeah, I think that's probably about it for this week. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to show you or tell you. And I think it's time now to wrap this vlog up. Got a fair bit of editing to do, I think, this time. So I'd just like to say thank you ever so much for joining me this week. And hello and welcome to any new subscribers. Thank you so much for checking me out, and I hope you enjoy what you see. I hope everybody has a lovely crafty week this week, and I hope you get lots of, well, sewing done, knitting, crochet, whatever it is you're into. And yeah, I will see you all again next week. So take care everyone, and happy crafting. Bye for now.